morning, class of 2023. Welcome to the second semester. Hope you had a good long weekend and you're ready to get started on this new semester. I want to highlight a couple of key areas that I think are important as we move into the second semester to ensure your success. The first one obviously is academics. I want to remind you that you've got to pass 5 of your 8 classes, and 2 of those 5 have to be English and math. So wherever you are in your process after the first semester, make sure you continue to look at your numbers. English and math, very important, but you also have to pass 3 other classes to get to those 5 credits to get to the 10th grade on time, which is our goal for all of us here in the 9th grade. So make sure you're doing everything you can. I also want to take a few minutes to talk about a couple of lessons I think we've learned in the first semester after you've gone through your first 92 days of high school. Here's some important reminders. Number 1, I think we've learned that Power Hour does help. I think every time you can go on Mondays and Thursdays after school, I think that's a positive. It's critical to get that extra help, to have that extra time, to get with those teachers one-on-one, to retake your major tests, to get better grades. So I think that's a very beneficial situation that you can use to better your grades. The second thing I think we learned from the first semester as first-time 9th graders is how important the first 9 weeks of the semester is. I think a lot of us learned a hard lesson after the first semester in regards to we didn't do our best that first 9 weeks and we had to play catch-up in the second 9 weeks, and for some of us it was too much to make up. We just dug ourselves too big of a hole that first 9 weeks, and we just put way too much stress on ourselves, way too much pressure to pull a big number, a high number, in the second 9 weeks so that we could find a way to pass our classes. All that to say, this third 9 weeks, the first 9 weeks of the second semester, is going to be critical that you pull a high number in your courses so that you're not panicking and having to play catch up in the fourth quarter. Okay, so just remember that. All right. The second thing I think is important to highlight is our attendance. Right? We know that because we're taking credit-bearing classes in high school, that attendance is tied to your success. Attendance is tied to gaining that credit. So make sure that you are here at school. Remember, if you're in a semester-long course, you can only miss 5 days in that course, in each of your courses. All right? If you're in a year-long course, you can miss up to 10 days. But attendance is critical. If you're not here, you're missing content, you're missing instruction, you're going to fall behind, and you're going to have to catch up a lot. So make sure you're here. But remember, if you miss over 5 days in a semester course or 10 days in a year-long course, you're going to owe an hour per day you miss over those numbers and $5 per hour. So for example, if you're in a semester course and you miss 10 days, you're going to owe me 5 hours and $25 to make up that time, to gain that credit back, even though you may have passed that course. So attendance is crucial, and I think we've learned that, and we're going to continue to learn that when you see your report card, and some of us have failed because of attendance. So make sure that you be here. So much of life, so much of school is simply showing up, and when you're here, then we can help you be successful, but you got to be here. So attendance is critical. Last component that I think is critical to our success is our behavior. Listen, I'm really excited about where we are with our behavior as far as the 9th grade after the first semester. We had very few issues, we had very few problems, and that will continue to be our expectation moving into the second semester. So continue to do a great job with your behavior. And here are a couple of reminders of my expectations for you as you behave inside this building. Remember, always respond to any adult in the building with respect. I've always learned and I've been taught that yes ma'am and yes sir goes a long way. So let's make sure we're very careful with how we address any adult in the building, and I think you'll find that that'll help you be successful. Secondly, there is no food or drink of any kind in our hallways and in the building in the academy, all right, in our classrooms, except if it's a capped water bottle. All right, so no icy cups, no slushies, no open canisters, no Chick-fil-A cups. None of that is allowed in our hallways in our classrooms. So make sure we do a good job with that. Next, I want to make sure that we continue to interact well with our cell phone policy. Remember, you can use your headphones and you text in the hallways between classes at lunch and at breakfast time, but in the classroom it should not be out unless your teacher has allowed you to pull those cell phones out. We had, again, very few problems with the cell phone policy. Continue to interact well with that cell phone policy. Remember, if you violate the cell phone policy, those punishments are harsh. All right, it's 3 days of in school if you don't give it to a teacher, and it's 3 days of out of school if you don't give that phone to me if you violate the policy. So continue to do a good job of knowing when and where you can use your cell phone. All right. Next, we need to continue to treat each other well. Right. I don't do drama. We don't do drama in the academy, so make sure we keep that outside our walls, in our hallways. But do a great job of being a good classmate. Take pride in being a great classmate, okay? Next, make sure you are where you're supposed to be. All right, that's before school, during school, after school, all right, at lunchtime, whether we're in bus holding. Make sure you are where you're supposed to be, okay? Doing what you're supposed to be doing. All right, you're going to be held accountable if you're not where you're supposed to be. All right, if you have a hall pass, you need to be where that hall pass is telling you where to go, okay? So make sure you're mindful of where you're supposed to be in the building, okay? Lastly, and I'm done, I just want to address a couple issues with dress code, just some friendly reminders. While it may be getting cold outside, it's nice and toasty in our building, so there's no need for hoods or beanies or blankets in the building, okay? Make sure those things, the blankets stay home, make sure the hoods are off our heads, guys, in the building, all right? Make sure we don't have any holes in our jeans above the knee, all right? Make sure that you handle that. If not, you'll be held accountable. All right, ladies, leggings. All right, make sure that our shirts and our tops are long enough to meet the standard. Okay, and remember, no pajama pants, no bedroom slippers of any kind. This includes the high-dollar Uggs that we've bought. Those are classified as slippers. Yeah, they have a back. Yeah, they have a rubber bottom, but we are classifying those Ugg slippers as slippers. So, and that constitutes a bedroom shoe, and those aren't allowed on campus. So despite how expensive they are, despite how amazing they look on your feet, you can't wear them to school, okay? So those are just a couple of reminders that I wanted to put before you as we start our second semester. If we can make sure we continue to do a good job with those things, academics and attendance and dress code and behavior, then we're going to be set up for success to do all the things that you want to do academically, to go where you want to go, okay? Expectations are high the second semester. Our grades should be better because we know what to expect. We've been through it. We're veterans. We're not rookies anymore as freshmen. So you know the standard, you know the expectation. So we should be flourishing now in our classes and hitting high grades and being successful because you've been through it once, okay? So let's make sure we're getting better. I'm excited to see what you're going to do this second semester. If you need me, come see me, and let's have a great second semester. I'm proud of each of you and looking forward to it. Have a great day and go Jackets.